this is Nancy at Paper Moon Tarot, and I wanted to do a video about an art style that's been attracting me lately in tarot decks. And I guess I'd call it a graphic art style. It's called, there's Bauhaus is an art style, a school of art that uses something similar to what I'm talking about. Generally, they're described as sort of a flatter, more two-dimensional art. I'm no art expert, but I've been doing a little reading up on it, and there's something about this art style that appeals to me, and I have several decks in that art style, and I wanted to show them, and I'd love to hear in your comments below if you like this kind of deck. Do you respond to this? Because I definitely do. Recently, there is a mass market deck that's just come out called the Sugar Skull Tarot. And the Sugar Skull Tarot is this kind of graphic art. I'll display a picture here because I don't have the deck. And that kind of got me thinking about other decks I have in this, what I'll call graphic art style. And I'm going to start with a deck called the Illuminated Tarot, which is a mass market deck. Came out several years ago by Caitlin Keegan, and I'll put a link down below if you're interested in the deck. Nice little full color book. It's, you know, it's keywordy, but it actually gets right to the point. So when I was learning tarot, I kind of like that. The cards are they're kind of oracle size. They're very thick stock. Again, I kind of liked that earlier on before I found some other card stock. But I didn't like flimsy card stock, so I was like, these are substantial. I like that. But just so you can start to see the art style I'm talking about, it's a very bold, graphic, clear lines, bright colors. They are, I guess, two-dimensional. They're flatter artwork than a photograph might be. But I kind of, I mean, that's kind of a great sun. I think it's a sun. This deck is a little odd because it is, I think, 52 cards, and it combines it can be a playing card deck. You've got like the 9 of clubs here, and you've got a combination of a pip and a major in one card. And I never really learned to use the deck as a tarot deck because there's a bit of a system to it that way. But I love the art. I just think it's really enchanting. I mean, that's death, obviously. And the Chariot, but it's also the 7 of spades or swords. So I really like this kind of, oh, there's the sun. I think I was showing you the moon before. I like this bold, clear graphic style in tarot decks, and I wanted to show a few of these. And again, I'd love your comments down below about whether this appeals to you. This deck, as I say, I mean, if this were a traditional tarot, it would have become one of my favorites for a long time. But the fact that it's 52 cards and you have to kind of have majors and minors mixed in similar cards makes it challenging. I'm sure it's doable, but I never mastered it. And gorgeous box, beautiful deck. So anyway, there's one. Another deck I got recently is the R Black. Now the R Black is very plain box. Very plain backs, black. Small card size, which I like. I like to hold them in my hand. It's easy, my small hands. Fantastic art, beautiful graphic art. And horrible cardstock. That's the bad news. I love these images. When I got it, I was like, can I laminate it? Can I do something to make it sturdier? But anyway, putting that aside, it's just beautiful artwork. It's that graphic art style that I really like. And I think part of it is with tarot cards, you know, there are decks like the Shimmering Veil, which is beautiful art, or Lonely Dreamer. Beautiful sort of almost impressionistic feel to the art, intuitive art. But sometimes I really like a clear deck. And I find that decks that are more of the graphic art representation, I can read them quickly. I can see them. Not that they don't have layers, not that they don't have various things going on in them. This, in fact, is one of my very favorite Eight of Cups. It's showing someone leaving here, but from the point of view of the person being left, which I think is intriguing. I've never seen that before on an Eight of Cups. So someone's moving on from this situation and someone's watching them go. Anyway, so that's the Art Black Tarot. Again, absolutely gorgeous art. Wonderful. So that's my second graphics art deck. Another one is the Mid-Centurion Tarot from Madame Clara. And it has very, you know, mid-century, mid-20th century art on the back. And the art in the cards, again, that bold graphic art. This is actually a deck that I pull out just because it's clear and simple, and it says what it means. And I love, you know, I do love the design element to it. And there is Jade coming to contribute to our discussion. Hey, baby. Good girl. You have to get down. Okay, so the Mid-Centurion is another bold graphic art deck that I love. What I got recently is the Silhouettes Tarot. And this comes in a nice, very interesting little packaging and a little sleeve. And I got the sun version. I've seen reviews of the moon version, but not the sun version. I liked the brighter palette of this version. You know, obviously it's silhouettes, so the idea is almost, you know, original silhouettes would have been cutouts, like Victorian cutouts of silhouettes. But you can see the horses here in the chariot. Again, a very two-dimensional, you know, flatter art style, very different from the ones I've just shown you. But again, I love the color and the clear, bold graphics in it. I love this Hierophant. It's one of my favorite Hierophants. And there's sort of a storybook fairy tale quality to this deck. But also kind of an elegance to the art. So that's the Silhouettes Tarot, and I'll put all the information down below, of course, about the creators and where to get these decks. Finally, I've gotten a deck recently, the Dream Visions Tarot. And this one is, it's graphic, obviously. There's the sun. It's got a little more dimension to it, to me. Maybe because of the colors, maybe because, you know, the features, there's some rounding and depth to the creatures in this deck. But I absolutely adore this deck, and it goes along with the fact that I really like graphic decks. Now, there's and you know, again, I use the term graphic arts, which I think applies to more than what I'm showing you right now. But that's the way I think of decks like this that I just respond to. And I know there were other decks out there, the Neo Tarot and the Mystic Mondays Tarot fall into this category. I will be honest, this is one of the best I've found because it's got such vibrancy to it. It just is so deep. There's such a glow to the color in this deck. And final one, our Queen of Pentacles. I love this with the little rabbit poking in on the side. So anyway, those are several decks that I feel are the Bauhaus, the graphic arts style. I would love it if you know more about art than I do and art styles and categories. Please leave comments down below about what it is I'm seeing in these that I'm responding to, and what you think of them, what you enjoy or don't enjoy. Do you prefer photographic decks, collage decks, fine art decks like Lonely Dreamer or Shimmering Veil, paintings, drawings, sketches? You know, obviously, to me at least, tarot decks is a world of art. That's one of the things I enjoy most about it. So finding different art styles that you like, to me, is a real appeal to using tarot. And this is one of the styles I like. I may do videos to follow this with some other art styles that I have because a lot of them appeal to me. But again, I appreciate your opinion and what you think of these decks, and if you have others that use this style. Thanks for coming by. Take care.